Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be reviewing three types of SAT math problems that you potentially could see on your next upcoming exam. Please note these are just practice problems. Note the disclaimer listed below, and let's get started. Okay, so the following part of problem is reviewing a triangle. So they let us know that there is a triangle here, and so I'm going to draw my triangle. And they let us know that its measurements x, y, and z. They let us know the angle y is 90 degrees. So we can assume that it's 90 degrees here, and that YE is the altitude of the triangle. So they're letting you know that YE is the altitude, is letting you know they cut that in half, and the end is E. So when they say YE is the altitude, they're telling you that they bisected or they cut or split the right angle into two small angles, which, by the way, each of these smaller triangles each have 90 degrees. So angle E on both sides on triangle XYE and YEZ both have 90 degrees affiliated with them. They also let you know that the length of XY is 14. And the length of XZ is 21. So they're letting you know that XZ from here to here is 21. They're also letting you know that it's 21 greater than the length of XY. So it's 21 technically of XY, so 21 plus 14. So essentially, what we're saying is that the distance of XZ, so I'm going to use a different color here, XZ, which is the length from here to here, is the sum of 21 plus 14. I want to preface this video by saying I understand that I'm writing this out in long form. For the digital SAT, I completely understand you don't have time to do that. So feel free to chime in and plug it directly into Desmos to get your final answer of 35 for the length of XZ. Remember, they're asking you to find the value of XZ over XY plus XZ. So they're actually asking you to find 35 over XY, which is 14 plus XZ again, which is 35. And if you were to shorten this, this would be 35 over 49. And if you were to take this into a reduced fraction, this would be 5 over 7. Because this is multiple choice, I do know that all my answer choices are in fraction form. So the best answer in this case is answer choice A. Let's take a look at this problem to try to solve it together. Firstly, they let you know that there's so many liters of a 70% solution. Of indicates times tables, so you're going to say 0.70 because I moved it two decimal places to the left, and say that it's times a variable. In this case, I'm going to use the variable x. They also let you know that 10 liters have to be added to 10% salt solution. So if we were to combine those together, we're going ahead again and saying 10% is 0.10 because two decimal places to the left times our 10. That goes and gives us 1. So if I were to make a table of the total salt concentrations that I have right now, I have 0.70x and I have just the value of 1. So the total volume essentially is going to be, if I had to take a look at just volume, I'm going to use the variable v. I'm only taking a look at the idea that I have x and 10. So we could essentially say the volume is 10 plus x. Okay, so we have our salt concentrations and we have our volume concentration, or so now we have to take a look at the final concentration. So our final concentration is going to take a look at the 40%, right? So we have 40% of a salt and we're adding that together. So remember, salt is coming from the total volume. So essentially what we're saying is 0.40 of this volume here that we have calculated. So 10 plus x. Now that we understand these two, we could go ahead and simplify this a little bit. So we can go ahead and say 0.40 times 10, and that's going to give you 4 if you multiply those together. And if you distribute this, we have 0.40 times x, which is just going to be 0.40x. I'm going to put a little 0 there to make it nicer for us. Now we have to take the before and equate it to the after. So basically what we're saying is our concentrations before are 1 and the 0.7x. So 1 plus 0.70 x is going to be equivalent to our final concentration because we're just mixing to attain a different concentration. So 4 plus 0.40 x. We can combine like terms here. We can bring 0.70 x minus 0.70 x. And we can bring the 4 over to the other side as well. So 1 minus 4 is going to give you negative 3. And then 40, 0.40 minus 0.70. So 0.40x minus 0.70x is going to give you negative 30x. Because we have two negatives, we could change them to a positive. Divide both sides by 0.30. Divide both sides by 0.30. We then attain the value of 10. So 10 would be our final answer. Hope this helps. Let's try to tackle this problem together. First, they tell you about a gym membership, and they let you know that the gym membership costs $40 per month, and it has a total of 200 members. For each $1 increase in the monthly fee, the number of members decreases by 4. They want to ask or attain the maximum revenue. When they ask you for the maximum or minimum, they're leading towards a equation that involves some sort of quadratic that makes some sort of shape like this. That's your first key hint that you're multiplying two sets of numbers together with a combination of a multiplication sign. So what I mean by that is you're going to have something x squared. So to start us off, let's start off with the variable. I'm going to go with the variable x to represent the month that I have. We know that it's $40 plus the monthly membership. So we're going to go ahead and say it's 40 plus x. This is going to be our new price. These don't represent variables, they're just letters to represent what I'm talking about. We know that the new number of members is going to be affiliated with 200 members that we start off with, but remember we're decreasing each month by 4, so minus 4x. Because of this, I can go ahead and set this up and multiply these together. When I go ahead and do so, I'm looking for the maximum point because I'm looking for the maximum revenue. And that's going to be my value of X. So that's going to be the number of $1 increases. Now I'm going to go back and use Desmos to plug that in directly to see where that maximum point is. if I look at Desmos here, I see here that I have my 40 plus X and 200 minus 4X. So I plugged it in. I didn't go ahead and FOIL it or anything like that. I just went ahead and plopped it in here ahead of time. And I zoomed out. Now, when you first see it, it's not going to be all the way this way. You're going to have to like zoom out a lot and see where your X coordinate is because that's where you will see the basic increases by, so it's increasing by 5. Remember that I said x is the value increased by 1. So we have x now that we know as 5, and we can plug that into our new price formula. Our new price formula was 40 plus X. The monthly membership plus the original charge plus the monthly membership. We can go ahead and plug that in. So our value is 45. So the best answer choice for this is B. Hey, Geeking Out on STEM family, guess what? We want you to hit that subscribe button. Why? Because we'll be producing more content just like this for the AP Biology exam and the new digital SAT exam. By subscribing, you'll be getting exclusive, up-to-date tips, tricks, and secrets for both exams. Also, if you're a parent, a teacher, a homeschool instructor, or a student, you might be looking for affordable and exclusive digital products to help improve multiple choice questions, free response questions, or question bank questions related to both the digital SAT or AP Biology exam. We have them here. Make sure to check out our link tree in our bio for curated resources that you won't find anywhere else. These unique resources are designed to help you raise your score. By hitting the subscribe button, the more subscribers we get, by the way, the more videos we can make. So make sure to join our family to ensure that you get a perfect score for both exams.